Welcome to another episode of The One Thing Guy. Yeah, that's me, The One Thing Guy. And in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about, I want to say, the foundation of a successful business. And it is something that so many of us have got, that entrepreneurial spirit. We want to grow our businesses to be highly successful. And through the coaching experiences that I've had with multiple clients across the globe, one of the key things that I've actually come to find is the businesses that succeed have got this foundation that is solid. And the businesses that seem to struggle, well, they're missing something. And that's what I want to talk about today. Many businesses out there, they actually almost struggle to create this sustained momentum because of these key areas that are missing. They are missing the lack of a clear structure and systems. And I know that we don't like to have this system in place because it's quite regimental and maybe the structures are going to evolve over time, but it's so important to have those foundations in place. When you don't have that structure, you actually don't know the next step. And when you don't have a system, when you come across any form of problem or challenge, you don't know how to resolve it. And that starts setting you back. And it's for these reasons, not having a structure or the systems in place, that it actually prevents this momentum from moving forward and helping a business to grow. So a question I want to ask you, you're a business owner, right? Of course you're a business owner. Now, is your business currently operating by design or by default? Is your business currently operating by design or by default? What's the difference, you may ask? Well, by default means, well, you just started the business because it was a great idea and you've just evolved that business as you've gone. There's no structure or systems. By default, when you had that great idea, you sat down and you actually planned the business, exactly what it's going to do, the target audience, how we're going to grow through our lead generation, etc. And that structure and the systems alleviates so much stress for the growth of your business. So I'll ask that question to you again. Your business, is it currently operating by design or by default? And I want to make sure at the end of this episode that you start to create the structures and the system so that you're no longer by default, but you're starting to go into a business that's been created by design. Now, the big thing here is, well, how do we do that? How do we create the structure? I don't have time to sit and spend days upon weeks trying to create the structure for our business and these different systems. Well, I'm going to share with you 3 little tips. And one of them is actually a big tool that I'll expand on as well. But these 3 little tips can really help you today to create this foundation for your business as it goes forward. So what are these 3 tips? Well, the first tip is clarifying your mission. And I know you think, what? Yes, it's clarifying your mission. Why are you doing this? And the reason why we need to know the why is, well, when you decided this is the business that I want to do, you already had the goals in your mind. You wanted to grow it to multiple locations. You want to create X amount of revenue, create X amount of productivity. The goal is already there. It might be big, it might be fragmented, but the goals are still there. It's the reason why you went into business. But what we need to do is ask ourselves why. This is the mission of the business. It's the reason why your business operates, the reason why it sells a service or it sells a product. Now, for many business owners that I've had conversations with, it's one area that they never thought about. Why am I in business? Why is it important for me to have this product for my clients? When you can clarify that, It will assist you to eliminate these emotional decisions that can be put in front of you. When you face a challenge, you know why you're doing it. And it actually gives you that clarity to come up with a solution that is actually, well, in alignment to your business. Another area that I've found with clients that have no mission is when I speak to them, they seem to be going off on a tangent. They're going into a different business, or they've actually started 3, 4, 5 subsidiary businesses that conflict with each other or are pulling each other in different directions. And when I've asked them the question, why? Why are all of your businesses doing what they should be doing, or why are they in business? And when we start to clarify them, we actually have established that some of those subsidiary businesses shouldn't even be in existence. In fact, they're the ones that's preventing the momentum from going forward. So the key here is understanding why your business is in business, why it deals with its clients, why it has a certain product or a service. That clarity gives you such comfort when you're actually working with your clients. It sounds trivial, it sounds simple, but it becomes something that's so important. Go and investigate any top client or any top customer in the world, any company in the world. And what you're going to find is they share their value statements, and they share their vision statements, and they share their mission statements. And when you can understand those 3 components, the mission statement is the one that will resonate with you, whether or not you will do business with them or not. And that helps with growth. So that's the first tip. Create and clarify that mission statement so that you can actually have that as your business is going forward. Now, the second is a tool. So it's a tip and a tool that I want to share with you. Now, within the one thing, we like to make sure that we offer tools to our clients that helps them to clarify what they need to do today. And the tool in question that I'm going to talk about is what we call the GPS. So the GPS is a very simple tool. It's a 1-page business plan. So ultimately, tip number 2 is to have a business plan, but not one of these 34, 35, 144-page business plans that is great. It gets you the funding, but once you get into business, well, it just becomes a lot of paper on your desk. We want to make sure, and this is the tool that we use, we want to make sure that everything that you need to do, the priorities, those strategies, is all on one page. And that tool is the GPS. Now, you might think, GPS, that's a pretty cool name. Well, think of it this way. If you're going in your car and you're traveling to a destination that you've never been before, you could just get in your car and randomly drive. The chances are you might go off track. And when you go so far off track, you might never ever get to your destination. What do you use? You use a GPS. It helps you to put in those coordinates so that you're going in the right direction. Well, that's the tool. The GPS stands for goals, priorities, steps, or strategies. And it's all on one page. Now, if you want to learn how to build a GPS for your business, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. Jump into my website, stuarthyslop.com, and you'll see in the top right-hand corner, you can book a free clarity call with me, and I'll help you to go through the basic structures. No obligations. So jump to the website, stuarthyslop.com, to actually go through and create that 1-page business plan called a GPS. So GPS, as I mentioned, goals, priorities, and steps or strategies. It's all on one page. Well, think of it this way. The top of the page, we have the destination. That's the goal, the outcome that we're wanting to achieve. We make sure that it's got clarity, that when we have a conversation, you know exactly where you're going. Just like if you get into your car, you know the destination. You put it into the GPS. That's where you're going. The next part, the P, is priorities. These are these non-negotiables. These are these big rocks. These are the priorities that's going to help you to get there. Now, if we think of the analogy of getting in your car and driving to a destination, well, one priority could be make sure that it's got fuel. You don't want to run out of fuel. In your business, you will identify priorities that is absolutely key to achieving that particular goal. Now, we try and limit that to about 3 priorities maximum. Anything more than that, well, that actually can become, well, overloading for you in your particular business. So we like to keep it to a maximum of 3. Having 1 is even better as a priority, but wouldn't it be better just to have a backup just in case? You can't foresee the future, but just in case something happens and you need to pivot, at least you've got some backup of priorities. But more importantly, having 3 priorities could help you get you there much quicker. Then the S, the strategies or the steps. Now, when we take each one of those priorities, whether you got 1 or 3, take a priority and you will start looking, what are the actionable steps or strategies that I need to do to make sure that I'm achieving that priority that puts me into alignment to achieving that goal. The S, the strategies and the steps. This gives you the absolute clarity when you wake up in the morning and think, what do I need to do in my business today? I can look at my 1-page business plan. I can see for this priority, it's these steps or these strategies. Well, those are the actions. These actions is what goes into your calendar, and you get held accountable to making sure that you're doing it on a consistent basis. So the second tool and tip that I want to share with you is have a 1-page business plan, something that you know exactly where you're going to, as well as you can share it with your team or your staff so that they know exactly where the company is going to. This 1-page business plan can work for small one-man businesses. It can even work for multi-international businesses. The process is exactly the same. It's an extremely powerful tool. And if you want to learn more about it, just go to my website, stuarthyslop.com. The third tip that I want to share with you, and this is a tip, well, as a coach, it's always about tracking the numbers, tracking the progress that you're having in your particular business. It's so important to know, well, what's working and what's not working. It's so important to know, are we actually making progress, or are there performance gaps where we're actually lacking? This is an area that, as myself as a coach, when I work with clients that have their GPS in place, I'm always tracking the progress, looking for those performance gaps to see, how do we level it up? Are there certain activities that are being done that's hindering the growth and the performance of the business? Or are there certain activities that, well, they're being done, but they've got amazing results, which means if we level them up, we could actually achieve that goal even quicker. You see, without tracking our performance, we'll never know what's working and what's not working. So, tip number 3 is create a tracking mechanism. Create a way that you can track the performance of the activities that you're doing in your particular business. And when you're actually doing that on a regular basis, you will actually start to see and feel this progress as you're going forward. So the 3 tips with 1 tool that I'm going to share is, the first one is make sure you've got clarity on your mission. The big reason why you're actually in business, the reason why you're working with your clients. The second is creating that 1-page business plan. It's that little document that just keeps you in alignment and makes sure that you're on that road to success. And the third, well, it's track what matters. Track the progress, track the performance so that you can actually identify those key components. Wouldn't you just love to be doing just one thing and everything else just becomes irrelevant. Why? Because you're achieving your goals. Doesn't that sound great? Well, it can be done. You just need to know what it is. So take these 3 little tips that I've shared with you, implement it into your business. And as I've mentioned, whether you're a one-man business or whether you're a multinational or international business, the same tips will apply regardless of the size. But the big thing here, these 3 little tips that I share with you, well, they are little, will actually give you what I said right in the beginning. It will give you the structure. It will give you the systems to help you to grow your business so that you don't feel that momentum is being held back and you really have got to put all of your energy into it. It's a simple process. It's something that can take you half a day, even an hour. But again, if you need any help, please don't hesitate. Reach out to me. I'm here to assist, to help you to grow your business to that next level. So, going back to that first question that I asked you, is your business currently operating by design or by default? And I'm hoping that after you've gone through this episode, it will migrate from default to by design. And I want to make sure that you are running by design. You see, success is built on clarity, not complexity. So make sure that you simplify everything down. So I want to thank you for coming into this particular session and just take one thing from today, schedule it and do it. You will see the changes in your particular business. And remember, learning, it only creates the awareness, which is important, but it's the actions that actually create the results. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Cheers for now.